Yeah, I think that we had some brain farts. We had some things that we didn't want to do right defensively, actually. But what we did a great job of was not fouling. We have a lot of people who had their hands up, so they got to the basket a little bit more than we wanted to let them do, and they shot a couple more threes than we wanted to let them. But we didn't come down on them, and we had a couple here, but we've really been focusing on that in practice. And I think we have a lot of players who will just keep their hands up. Some years you get those ones that just want to block it and want to come down. And Esther kind of and Bonnie lead the charge in that. They're two great defenders, but they've set the tone in practice that that's not what we're going to do. We're going to try to keep them in front. And if they get to the rim, we're going to make them make tough ones over long arms. Not everybody on our team is long, but a lot of them are. And so I thought that they did a really good job of that today. A couple of those back cuts, yeah. But yeah,
You
they
guys are trying to get out and help too. So
for sure, yeah. And they spread you out. That's their offense, is to spread you out and try to see if you're going to make a mistake, and with the splits and the back cuts and the dribble drive stuff. So I thought, considering that, we did a pretty good job.
What did you kind of make overall? I guess from an offensive perspective at the beginning, looked like maybe there were some forced balls to Vaughn down low, couldn't really get her, and then second quarter she was able to get going, and then Allie was kind of able to step up there and knock down a couple threes.
Yeah.
The flow at the beginning, what was kind of missing there?
Yeah, it's a lot of new people, and it's their first time in this situation, and we all know, everybody in the gym knows, everybody who's going to come into the gym knows, every player on every team is going to know that how good Vaughn is. That's no secret. And it hasn't really been for the last couple of years, but really, I mean, she's clearly, last year, who's your best returning player? I don't know. Probably Vonnie, maybe Lenny, could be Brenna, could be Lee. Eliza makes all these shots, so we had a lot of different options. And so I think that even though we still have good options, Vaughn is certainly, people are aware of that. And so, but that doesn't mean we can't not go to her. We're going to go to her, and we work on what to do when there's a double team, and we work on what to do when she catches it deep. And we do want her to touch the ball. We can't go multiple possessions without it. And she ended up with more shots than she normally does because she missed some of those chippies, and so she got her own rebound a couple of those times. But we did want to make sure that she was the center, bring the attention to her, and then she's going to be able to find players. And I don't know that she had the assists to Allie on some of those. She only had one assist, but she was definitely getting the ball out, and then there's a one more option, or drawing people, and then it doesn't even go there maybe, but you bring all this attention to you, and then there's open teammates around you. And so I think she's going to help us play as much of Gonzaga basketball as anybody ever has this year, and it's going to be important to have her out there for the baskets that she makes. And I think we might have talked about it before, but for the baskets she makes, and for the assists and steals and rebounds that she gets, but also just for the attention that she brings to her, that will open up things for our teammates.
And then overall, just what do you think of Inesh running point tonight?
Yeah, I thought she did a good job. She's funny. I don't know if you guys can tell, but she's a little spicy, and she loves a good hoot and holler and a good transition basket. And we're trying to get Mao to shot, and she's just, I'm open, I'm driving to the basket. Well, do that then. So she's really fun to have on our team. I think she brings good energy. She's not necessarily like shooting arrows, but she brings that kind of intensity. I thought she did a good job. We need pace. So some of those, we had a couple of those turnovers in transition because we're trying to push with pace, but they're not just quite as comfortable making some of those passes. So we'll get there on that. But I thought both her and Allie did a nice job running the one.
the turnovers, 16 against
Mm-hmm.
an opponent like that, probably not what you would want.
No, and some of them were silly. We had that one we threw out of bounds in transition, just bringing the ball in bounds. That was just a miscommunication. The ones that happen, when you have people who you're trying to transition and they're new to the program, they're trying to learn each other, that's the kind that you get. The ones that were out of bounds to Vaughn, we had a couple that were close. Those ones are okay. Some of the interior passes that we were throwing, we spent a lot of time with our positions, and so they're very comfortable passing to their same position. But I think that we need a little bit more intermingling with the forwards passing to the guards and the guards passing to the forwards, because that's where some of them happen, is like those interior passes where it wasn't post or guard, because they're, again, used to finding each other. So that some of that stuff will come. But those turnovers that are in transition, we'll take those with a true freshman point guard and someone who's brand new to our program. We're learning, and that we want to go hard in transition. We have, again, Vaughn and Mout, and when we get Lauren in, those guys can really run. So we would be not doing ourselves any kind of favors if we were just going to walk that up. We want to just get better at doing what we like to do with them. Yeah.
Can you give us an update on the two that didn't play tonight?
Taylor, and we had a couple actually. So Breeze,
yeah.
Breeze still recovering. I don't know a timeline on her. Taylor is getting closer. She's back in the boot, but she's close. I don't have a timeline on her. Christabel was sick. Timeline on her is hopefully tomorrow. And then Lauren still battling that little nagging injury, so I don't actually have a timeline on her. But I don't think any of them are. It's not timeline because we're too far out. It's just I'm not sure. We're getting close. We're trying to have them back before real games. Fingers crossed. Or I guess this was a real game. You know what I mean? Counting games or whatever you want to call them. So I don't know that we'll have them all on Tuesday, but we're getting closer. So.
It's going to be a chore in how you work those pieces into this, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a good problem. We had some players play more minutes than I'd like them to. Honestly, we like to keep them under 30. Esther's playing the wing and the forward, and I just trust her on defense. I could have played Mount and Vaughn 30 minutes too because they're just so experienced. Trying to get the other players, McKinley has just recently come back from her elbow injury, so there's a little bit of a wind issue. Claire's recently come back, so there's a little bit of a conditioning issue there too. So not issue, but they're just working on that. I think Vonnie and Mount and Esther and the point guards, they're going to see a lot of minutes, and we'll work them in as we can. I would love for us to have that as a problem. It looks funny with how many players College of Idaho played and how many we played them all. We just only had that many today. So, yeah, we'll find a way. That'll be a problem we'll address down the line. Yeah.
You talked about playing time and who started. Claire looked pretty comfortable tonight in the starting five.
Mm-hmm.
Just what kind of jump are you expecting her to make in her second season?
Yeah, I think that freshman to sophomore year is when usually most people make the biggest jump, is because you're just more comfortable. Freshman year, you don't know. Some do well, and I'm hoping that we have some of those that do as well and feel comfortable right off the bat. But with her, we had so many guards at her position that she didn't get a ton of playing time. And I remember when Lynn moved from a freshman who didn't play that much to a sophomore, it was like a whole different person. The confidence level is high, the understanding is good, and I think Claire, she's as hard a worker as we've had in the program. So, and that's why she has her injury in the first place. A lot of those happen from overuse, and not everybody who works hard gets those, but for whatever reason. So, I think that she's gonna be very important to us. She can stretch the defense with her 3-point shooting. She's become a really good rebounder. She's got good size, so I think that that's going to help us defensively. So I'm hoping that she's going to have a big jump. Again, nothing to her own fault last year, but just the opportunity that she had last year was less, and she's going to get a lot of opportunity this year to show us what she can do.
Welcome to Gonzaga, Allie Turner.
Yeah.
What a night.
Yeah. She had 5. She was 5 for 5 the other day against Arizona State. She can really shoot it, and obviously you guys saw her, those that were here for the Fan Fest. I mean, just that was not in a live situation, but she's a good shooter. She's going to be up there in the conversation. We talk about Brenna Maxwell, we talk about the Trungs and Eliza, and we talk about Katie Campbell and Sierra Walker, and some of those guys in the recent years. Obviously, there's plenty. I could just keep going, but she's a really good shooter. She's comfortable. It looks the same every time. Some shooters struggle because they deviate from their shot and their rhythm. It looks the same every time, and she puts a lot of time into practice, and I'm hoping we're going to see a lot more of that. She has a little taco up in her locker right now because she was the shooter of the week. Her and Claire tied, and so I think she's hoping to get as many tacos for our fans as she can. Yeah.
I know she played a lot of minutes tonight, but to see Esther as a plus 47, just a lot of winning plays out there. What did you make from her tonight?
She's doing such a great job in practice, and I think that not every player looks like every other player, and she's non-traditional in some senses because she doesn't shoot a bunch of threes, and offensively, what she likes to do. But she's feeling, I think, looking comfortable. She spent some time trying to figure out when to slash and when to cut, and we're also aware of how to best utilize her. But I've said that I trust her already one time, and I just trust that she's going to make the right play. Her and Vonnie and Mount are all great examples of people who've come through and put in their time and learned. And so you're talking about Claire. She's hopefully going to be the next in the line of these players who have earned their way into the minutes that they're going to receive this year. And Esther has certainly done that. She's a great leader. I think what you saw from her today is what we're hoping to get from her. I mean, there were years in the past where she didn't have there's a bunch of zeros. Right, even on shots attempted and rebounds and those things. So it was that she was primarily a defender. Well, everything we've statted out this year, is just like this: 2, 3, 5, 1, 6, 4, 2. Like there's, she's kind of filling up the stat sheet, if you will, and I'm really happy for her. I hope she's gonna have a great senior year. It's what you hope for all of them, but especially someone who's put in the time and kind of worked through a bunch of different things. I think that you guys are going to be really happy with what she can do.
She had a nice crossover too.
Yeah, yeah,
From your end,
yeah.
outside, too.
Well, in her Euro, she had a big. I mean, she covers a lot of ground in a Euro step. So I think that girl that she Euroed past didn't know where she went. She was,
No.
so it was good.
The team grabbed 54 rebounds tonight, holding Idaho to 22. Can you speak on the performance, like in the paint, and how you felt like facing teams with like bigger girls or like taller ones?
Yeah, we focus on rebounding every practice. So I think that your strengths become what you focus on, and rebounding is a strength of ours. And I don't know that it is. They're a great shooting team. They're good at some other things. So I'm not sure how much they do or don't focus on it. And we're going to face people who are better or more intentional about the rebound effort. But you still got to do it. That's what we were talking about. Is you still have to go and check people out, and you still have to go and get the ball. If you don't do that, if you don't have those kind of habits, then you're going to struggle on the glass. And Montana will be very physical. Stanford will be very physical. Everyone we play, I think rebounding is a big equalizer, and it's become a staple of our program. And so the number looks great. We're going to have to do it against people who are, like you said, much, much bigger. But you got to start somewhere.
Can you talk a little bit more about that Montana season opener? Not an easy game by any means. I think they were voted to finish third in their conference. I think they finished third last year. Have you gotten a chance to really watch them play, at least this year's squad for them, or do some scouting, or is that kind of...
No, yeah, not yet. Stacy has, I think, or whoever. I don't know who has. I think it's Stace has the scout, so she's watched them some. I was just watching these guys a little bit, and they haven't played a lot of games yet. We're very familiar with their roster. Played them the last couple of years. There's some players who've been in our conference. There's some local players. They have some people who we really know pretty well. They're tough. They're always gritty. They have players who can shoot the ball. They will get on the glass every time. They will have a good game plan for our interior. I know some of the actions that they run, but we'll turn our attention to them now. And I think they will have had one exhibition only, so we're not going to know a ton about them. But we'll see if we can prepare the best we can, and hopefully have fun on Tuesday as well. Yeah.
We set a talent.
Yeah, I thought we came out, we played hard, we tried to play together. I mean, obviously, it's a new group this year, so anytime we can get on the court together, it's just a great experience, great opportunity, and a chance to learn, so.
Allie, you don't seem to lack for confidence when you get that ball outside the key. Just kind of take me through what you saw out there tonight, and how good was the shot feeling?
Yeah, the coaches always tell me in practice that I shouldn't pass up open shots, so I guess that was like my goal today, to not get yelled at for passing up open shots. And I don't think they're going to yell at me, so that's good. But yeah, just it felt good. Once I started making some, I felt like I could keep shooting it. And in general, everybody supports me in shooting it, so it's really easy to do that on this team.
Anyone else?
Yeah. Claire, I didn't know if anybody else wanted to jump in, but Claire, talk about the fact that I think defense is going to be an emphasis for your team this year. Is it? How important do you guys need to really buy into that?
Yeah, like you said, it's all about buy-in. I think that's something, we're good at, is we all want to be good defenders and we all want to be a good defensive team, and the coaching staff is really stressing that, and I think just the more practice we get, we're just going to keep getting better.
I guess for both of you being, young in this team, I guess just what's kind of the confidence level? I know a lot of the seniors left last year, but, Allie coming in and then Claire, this being your second year, just where's your confidence level at heading into the regular season now?
We obviously have a lot of new people, but I would say the veterans make it really easy to be confident, and they sometimes are more confident in us than we are in ourselves. It's just a really good environment with everybody out there, and even though there's a lot of new people coming in, not a lot of returners, they make it really easy to buy into the culture because they've been here for so long.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I mean, we all believe in each other, and that helps a lot, so.